I will speak to the women because, well, that's all I care about. If you have ever in your life heard the phrase, you shouldn't be doing that, or heard the phrase, you should smile more, read the
Oh.
book.
Hi, Soldera. Thank you so much for joining me on the Book Besties Club podcast today. It's so lovely to have you as a guest. Do you want to just start off and tell us a little bit more about you?
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Ever
Yay.
since Lola texted me to come on here, I was like, okay, yeah, like I've been watching it
Oh,
on TikTok.
yeah.
I've been listening to it, and I'm like, yeah, that's so exciting. So
Yay, I'm
I
so glad.
am 19. I know, I'm a baby.
Wow.
I've
Yeah.
been reading books like my whole life for as long as I can remember. And I've
Yeah.
been writing since maybe 9 years old, 8 years old. So
Wow.
that's just
Oh
been
my God.
following me my whole life. So, and now this
Yeah.
year, I think it was end of January when I started Book Talk. I've been watching Book Talk all the time and I love it, but I was never
hmm
too interested in making my own. And then I started writing again and I was like, okay, okay.
Tell us a little bit more about you as a reader before we get into the writing side of things. How did you first get into reading? Have you always been reading? What are you reading at the minute? Just tell us everything.
I think I've honestly always been reading. My mom used
hmm
to literally drag me to the library because she wanted me to read. Even though she
Yeah.
wasn't a reader herself, she just wanted me to read.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
dragged me to the libraries and to the bookstores, and I was like, okay, and I fell in
Oh,
love with reading. And then
yeah.
I had a bit of a break from reading. I
Mm.
think I was, I don't know, maybe 13, and I thought I was too cool for books, so I didn't read for like two
Yeah.
or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then Book Talk started and everything, and I became obsessed again. And now I have a full
Yeah. Of
bookshelf
course.
of books, and I just can't stop reading.
Yeah. What would you say then is your genre of choice? Have you stuck to the same genre that you've read your whole life, or have you kind of changed your preferences as a reader?
Definitely romance. I think I can read anything if it has even a crumb of romance. If they
Yeah.
just look at each other for 5 seconds, I'm sold. I can read it.
So it's always been romance. What are you reading at the moment?
I am very surprisingly reading only one book because I love to read many
Mm.
books at the same time. So I'm
Yeah.
reading, I just started Metal Slinger literally this
Oh, yeah.
morning, and I'm
Oh,
maybe
wow.
1% in, but I love it so far.
Yeah. And what have you been reading recently that you've really enjoyed? Is there anything that you've rated 5 stars? What's been your favourite read so far this year?
I finished my Throne of Glass journey this month, and I don't
Yeah.
think I'm never ever going to get over it. That's just every time someone asks me for a book recommendation, I'm just, yeah, Throne of Glass, please read it. And
Yeah.
everyone's so sick of
Yeah.
me recommending it, but it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I can't
What
help it. I have to recommend it.
Well, what's so good about it? Because I know I'm on my Sarah J. Maas journey at the minute. I'm reading ACOTAR. Then I'm going to get into Throne of Glass. So tell me what's so good about it without any spoilers.
It's amazing. I mean, I love ACOTAR. ACOTAR was what
Yeah.
introduced me to fantasy because I was
Yeah.
always kind of judgy of fantasy because I never really liked the whole fantasy movies and everything. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll try because ACOTAR was so popular. And I was okay, okay,
Yeah.
I'll try. And then I fell in love with it. I mean, it's amazing. And then I
Yeah.
finished that series and I knew about the whole Throne of Glass series and I knew how huge it was, how many books are there,
Yeah.
and it was so
Yeah.
intimidating. And everyone said like,
Yeah.
yeah, ACOTAR is like the soft fantasy and then Throne of Glass is the hard fantasy. And I was like, oh, now I'm scared.
Oh, oh
And but
gosh.
I started to read it and what I had the most trouble with at the beginning. I'm so used to reading in first person and throwing
Yeah.
glasses in the third person. And I was like, oh my God,
Okay.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I was so used to
Yeah.
reading just first person. But the story
Yeah,
just
of course.
intrigued me so much that I kept reading
Yeah.
and kept reading. And it's amazing. As I said, like, I love
Yeah.
anything that has a romance. And Throne of Glass, it
Hmm.
has romance, but it's very much as a subplot. The whole
Yeah.
world and them
Yeah.
fighting themselves is a much bigger plot point. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's like the only word I can use to describe this series is amazing and heartbreaking and
Yeah.
devastating but yeah,
Oh
life
gosh.
change.
Yeah. Life changing. Wow, that's
Oh
incredible. Would
yeah.
you say that this is like the best thing you've ever read then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
like particular about saying answering questions when they ask like, "Oh, what's your favorite book?" And I'm like, "That's impossible.
Yeah.
I can't pick a favorite book." But Throne of
Yeah.
Glass could be like top 2, I don't know. I mean, it could be my
Yeah, of
favorite.
course. Obviously, that's you as a reader. Tell us a little bit more about you as a writer. So you said you've been writing since you were 9. What have you been writing all your life?
Of course, romance.
Yeah.
Very
Silly
dramatic
question. Yeah.
romance. I
Yeah.
remember I still have a notebook somewhere in this house from when I was 8 or 9 years old, and it was my first
Yeah.
book that I wrote.
Oh,
It
I love
is
that.
horrible, but it's like a very, very
Yeah.
dramatic love triangle, and it's like a
Yeah.
soap opera. And I don't even know where I got the inspiration for it. I just woke
Yeah.
up one morning and I was like, I want to write. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then
Yeah.
I wrote that book. And then I showed it to my mom. And then my mom was like my biggest fan. She was like, "Oh my God, that's so good.
Oh,
You have to write more." And then I got bored of it
yeah.
and I didn't write. And then, like, in the 5th grade, maybe, I started writing again. My whole life, there's some periods of time where I don't write at all, and then suddenly I
Yeah.
get this urge to write, and then I just write
Yeah.
anything and everything I can think of. Um, and then I think like 2 years ago, I just woke up one morning and I have a little sister. She's 5 years old now, so I wanted to write
Oh,
her like a kid's book. And I
yeah.
wrote, it's like maybe 15 pages, a very short
Yeah.
story. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write her a book. I wrote it, and I was like, oh, wait, I do love to write. Why didn't I write all the
Yeah.
time?
Oh, that's
Um,
so
and
sweet.
yeah, and every time since then, these past 2 or 3 years, I'm just, every once in a while, I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to write, but the right ideas just didn't come to me. It's like
Yeah, of
I
course.
sit
Yeah.
down to write and then I write maybe for like an hour and I forget about it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, this January, I think, I got this urge to write again.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
this idea about a hockey romance came into my mind, and I was like, okay, yeah,
So you started this book in January and
yeah.
we're in April and it's done and you're publishing it next month. That is wild. Like, how have you done that in such a short space of time? Because not even just the fact that you've wrote the book, but from, obviously we're in a group chat together, I see your TikToks all the time, you've done so much research around hockey and just everything for this book. How have you done that in such a short space of time?
I think I always say that I'm a very, very obsessive person. So
Yeah.
if I like something, I'm going to just keep on doing that until I get sick of it. And in
Yeah.
January, where I was, okay, yeah, I want to write, I just couldn't do anything else. Reading books?
Yeah.
No, I just had to write. I couldn't go
Yeah, of course,
outside if I
yeah.
didn't bring my computer with me. I had to write everything.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
yeah, when I get these urge to write and the inspiration, I really, really
yeah,
like to research. I really like to Google. That's why I know so many weird facts, because I just like to
yeah,
open Google and start Googling random things. So that
yeah,
part of research, I love it. And then planning out the
yeah,
book and writing and editing, and it's all just like it doesn't feel like a chore for me. It's like
yeah,
my favorite time of the day where I can sit down and write. And yeah,
yeah. Oh,
I
I
don't
love
know.
that. So tell us a little bit more about the idea behind Uncoachable. It's obviously a hockey romance. Where did the inspiration come for that story?
The very first time I thought of this story, it was like the idea was very different. Um,
Hmm.
a car crash was an idea, that some kind of car crash was
Okay.
happening, and there was a hockey romance, but it was meant to be a brother's rival. So I don't know
Oh,
how did I go from that point to what the book is
yeah,
now. I have no
yeah.
idea. My mind is like, my mom likes to call it a jungle gym because no one knows what's
Oh,
happening there. So I'm like,
I
that's
love
very
that.
accurate. I don't know what is happening
Yeah,
there at the time either. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, I don't know. I started planning, and then I had this idea that it was a brother's rival romance, and that the
yeah,
MMC is going to be the hockey player, and she is just a
yeah,
woman. But
yeah,
then I'm like a raging feminist, so I can't
yeah,
give my FMC it, just keep it as a simple woman. I had to give her a
yeah, of
high
course, yeah,
career position, and she has to be like the strongest
mm,
FMC ever. So I started
yeah,
Googling and researching about all the jobs that are in the NHL. And I found
yeah,
this assistant coach position in analytics and systems and player development. And I was like, okay, that sounds very smart. That's going into my book.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
it.
I don't know
Incredible.
anything about that profession, so I just had to Google everything and learn everything from scratch.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And now you know everything there is to know about hockey.
Yep.
So that's so
Like,
fun. So tell us a little bit more about the plot of the story then, and how it's developed from your initial idea to what it is now and what it's going to be published as.
so the main idea is, of course, it's a hockey romance. So every time
Yeah,
that someone asks me to explain what the book is about, I want to say, like, yeah, she's an assistant coach. He's the grumpy, stubborn veteran captain. And they have a very,
yeah,
very brief history where
hmm,
that will you will find out in the book.
yeah.
Um,
No
and they have
spoilers.
a
Yeah,
brief history, and they aren't like the biggest fans of each other. And then
yeah,
my FMC, Iveline, she gets this new position at his team in the NHL as an assistant coach. And,
hmm.
well, he is not happy about it. So, of course,
Yeah,
there's this whole forbidden situation and forced proximity and
yeah,
workplace romance and
yeah,
everything. But
yeah,
also, every time that someone asks me, like, what's the book about? I just want to, like, highlight the fact that, yeah, the main part is romance, but I feel like sometimes the main thing in this book is, like, the found family of it all. And
yeah,
also, sometimes I don't even want to call it found family, because in my mind, that sounds like so easy. Like they just found each other and now they're family. I
yeah,
like to call it a
yeah,
chosen family because they had to choose each
yeah,
other. They had to put in the work and the trust and the time to become a family. And the other
yeah,
part I always like to highlight is the amount of sexism topics and nepotism topics and everything
mm,
about like misogyny in sports that I try to highlight in the book.
yeah,
So it's all
yeah.
the time someone asks me what the book is about, and I'm like, well, which part do you want to know?
A lot. There's a lot in it. I mean, it
Oh yeah.
sounds incredible. And like I said, I obviously see your videos all the time, and I know I've seen snippets of it, and you're always teasing what it's going to be like. And it sounds like the main relationship and the main romance has got a lot of tension, and there's a lot of those tropes, like you were saying, like forced proximity and things like that. Is that influenced by the books that you enjoy and the sort of relationships that you enjoy seeing in books?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love forbidden romance, workplace romance, dislike to lovers or enemies to lovers, and
Yeah.
forced proximity. All of that is like the
Yeah.
best tropes for me. So I always
Yeah.
knew that I want to include those in my book. But
Yeah.
yeah, like as I said, I read a lot and I love reading
Yeah.
romance and all of these tropes, but all the time that I've read them, there's always like some small part of me that doesn't like everything in it. And there's
Yeah.
usually I'm like I said, I like to call myself a raging feminist, and I will like pick
Yeah.
apart the smallest details about a book and I will be like, okay, no, he's disrespecting her, so I don't like it. So I
Yeah.
always wanted to like make Uncoachable that it's like respect as a love language. Even
Yeah.
though even from page one, they aren't like the biggest fans of each other, they will respect
Yeah.
each other.
Like that you've made sure that, you know, the things that you've picked apart in other books that you've sort of corrected in your book instead. Tell us a little bit more about the male main character then, because you told us about the female main character and what she's like and her personality. What's he like then? I know you said he's a bit grumpy, so tell us a little bit more about him and how he developed as a character.
Callahan, I don't even know where I got his name from. The moment I
Yeah.
woke up and I was like, I want to write this story, suddenly I had this name Callahan in my mind, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna write Callahan.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Callahan, I like to sometimes say he's grumpy, but like also not really. He's just very stubborn about everything.
Yeah.
He's very respectful and kind and everything. He's not like
Yeah.
going around and being just when books are marketed as grumpy and sometimes the
Yeah.
male interest is just mean. Yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't what I was trying to do.
No.
He's just very stubborn, and I always hated in books and in movies and everywhere that they make like the male characters very, very arrogant or like very sure of
Yeah.
themselves. And even though
Yeah.
Callahan he's the captain of the team, he has to be at least a bit confident to be a captain.
Yeah, of
But
course. Yeah.
there's a huge like layer of him that is very insecure and thinking about the future and thinking about his position and the team and everything about that. So,
Yeah.
like, I took a long time just writing down everything I want to put inside of Callahan's character to make
Oh,
him a very, like, feel like a real person, not just, oh yeah, I'm a book character and that's all.
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I really love that you've done that and you've put so much time and effort and thought into his character and the book as a whole. Like, I can see that you've done so much research and you've put so much into it. What would you say is your process of like planning out the story? Did you do a lot of planning and you want this to happen then and this to happen then and this character interact in this way? Or was it very much I've got a bit of a plan and then I'll just write it and see what happens?
For this book, definitely, I planned out everything.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah,
as authors always say, our characters have a mind of their own. Sometimes I
yes.
start writing a scene and they just start saying things that I didn't want them to say. Like, why are
Yeah.
you going that
Yeah.
way? I wanted you to go that way. So they're
Yeah.
like just my children who
Yeah.
I can't discipline them. But I did go into this whole book with a very straight plan. I always like to
Yeah.
plan out the things in my books. I love to write a timeline. And as I
Yeah.
said, as it is a NHL hockey romance, NHL has a very specific season and when the games happen and how the games happen. So I wanted it all to feel realistic, that a hockey player can read it and be like, okay, so she researched the timeline. So it's not like
of course,
they have the Stanley Cup finals in winter or something, that I know when it is happening. So I had to plan all of it out. Um,
of course.
Years ago, when I tried writing, I am not a very organized person in my life, just as a person. So every time that I tell someone that I like to plan out everything, they're like, "Oh, you're very type A and very clean and very organized." And I'm like, "No, I'm really not. I'm very chaotic and I love doing things very just as a chaos." But suddenly for writing, it's different. When I write, I have to plan everything out. I have to make sure like every character has their own goal and they know where they're supposed to go and everything.
That's so interesting that you're so different as a writer than you are in real life. I think that's such an interesting contrast. I know obviously you've got the two main characters, but you've got quite a few like side characters as well. How did you find writing them? Was there any that you found difficult? Any that you enjoyed writing more than others? How was that?
Oh, I sometimes feel like I love my side characters more than the main characters.
Yeah.
And I feel like most of the TikTok fans agree. Everyone just loves Cash, one of the main side characters,
I do love Cash.
and Scotty, and all of my side characters. I get DMs from people that are like, "Okay, Eileen and Callahan is book one, but I don't care about them. What are the rest?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, thank you." But yeah, I've always been that type of person, like even watching movies or watching TV shows or reading the books. I love when every side character like has a goal and a real reason why they are in the story. Because sometimes it feels like I'm reading a book and the main characters, they have their fears, they have their goals and everything. The side characters are there just for comic relief or just to be there. So that was like one of my main things I wanted to do, was to plan out every character that appears on the page like at any time. For each of them have their own reason to be there. So I just had so much fun writing them. And as everyone loves Cash and Scotty, which both of them are like the funny ones, I think that's maybe why they were more difficult to write, because I am not that funny. So
I'm sure that's not true.
they have to be like, they are hilarious. So sometimes I'm like, how do I think of these jokes? Like, I have to envision myself as part of them. So I'm like, okay, what would Cash say?
Yeah, I love that you've put so much time and effort into all the side characters as well, because I agree, a lot of the time they're just there as like the butt of a joke, or they're just there to sort of assist the main character in whatever it is they're doing. But it sounds like your side characters have their own sort of goals and ambitions and their own stories. And I can kind of see how people will be thinking, well, book one's about this, will book two be about a different couple or a different character? What is your plan as the series goes on? Because I know it's obviously a planned series. Do you know how it's going to lay out? Do you know it was always going to be a series?
I've always been like the biggest fan of series, period. But also interconnected standalone series where each book has its own couples, but they're all like friends. Those are my favorite ever. Like if I don't know a single detail about the series, all I know is that it's an interconnected standalone series, I will buy it. That's all I need to know about it. So when I started writing this, I knew I was going to write these books, I already knew that there were going to be 5 books total. I knew the
Mm-hmm.
characters, I knew the couples straight away. I know the tropes,
Yeah.
I know the titles already. It's like a
Wow.
whole, like as I say, they are my family. I just
Yeah.
I know everything that's
Yeah.
going to happen. But yeah.
It's like you've got a whole universe in your head of all these
Yep.
different characters and how they connect, but then also how you can do it as standalone. I love that. I don't think I've ever read like a interconnected standalone series before.
I love series, but I am, like I said, I love to plan out my books, but I'm not that good at planning to plan out an entire connected series. So
Yeah, of course.
most
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
do for series is interconnected standalones. I can plan out the
Yeah.
book, but each book is its own book.
Yeah, I think that's quite good then because anyone can pick it up at any point
Yeah.
and they could pick up the fourth one when you release that and
Hmm.
then they realize that there's other books that
Yeah.
they might not be a fully connected series, but you can go back and it still
Hmm.
has connections to what the one that they're reading is, but they don't need to. And I love that. I think that's a really smart idea. I can't get over the fact that you're 19 and you've already planned out like 5 books. Like that is wild to me. Like that is so crazy. Do you ever think to yourself like, I can't believe I'm publishing a book and I'm not even like out of my teens yet. Like that's so crazy.
Like the, most of my life, everyone's always thought that I was older, or like my mom always used to say that I'm 2 years older than I am every age.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
all the time I was like, yeah, I feel more grown up. And then every time someone
yeah,
reminds me, like, you're 19 and you wrote a book, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 19.
yeah. Yeah, that is crazy. What would you say has been like the most like special or best part about this process of writing the book then? What's been your favorite part of it?
Maybe not really a part of the writing process itself, but like the whole book talk thing is
Yeah,
amazing. I mean,
yeah,
as I always say, that I never planned to publish Uncoachable, and like all of the time I feel like people don't really grasp like how much, like, I didn't plan publishing. I never even
yeah,
thought of it. It wasn't even at the
yeah,
back of my mind as an option. I was just
yeah,
writing because I wanted to write. And I
yeah,
was like, okay, let me post something on TikTok. And then suddenly everyone wanted to read it. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
well, I can publish
yeah.
it.
What was that feeling like when you got such an overwhelmingly positive response to the book? How did that feel?
Crazy.
Yeah,
Because, like, no one in my life reads, well, except for my mom
yeah,
now, because I forced
yeah,
her to read.
yeah.
I just buy her books and bring them to her door, and I'm like, read this.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to,
That's
and I'm
funny.
like, I don't care. But
Yeah, you have to.
no one
Mm.
else really reads in my life or writes. Nothing.
Yeah,
So every time that I said to my mom, "Oh, I'm writing a book," she's like, "Okay." Like, she's already
yeah,
used to me. She's like, "You're crazy. You do new stuff all the time."
yeah,
But if I said to a stranger that I'm writing a book, they were either like very, "Okay, yeah, yeah, writing a book, that's funny,"
yeah,
or very, yeah, supportive, but no one really like understood what it really means to write a book. So when I
yeah,
joined Book Talk, where obviously everyone is obsessed with books, reading or
yeah,
writing them, and then
yeah,
the amount of like love I get, it's
yeah.
incredible and just weird.
Like I said, we're obviously in the group chat together, and I see all your videos, and it's just so incredible. It's been so amazing to see your journey as a author, and obviously, like you said, you didn't want to publish it, but then it's been like you have to now, like we've forced you to, and everyone already, like I know the pre-order went live yesterday. How did that feel when so many of us were like, we've got it, we've pre-ordered it? Like, do you know how many pre-orders you've got? Do you know what the
I
numbers
have
are?
no idea.
No.
I like, it's so surreal to even think about it,
Yeah,
because like I said,
yeah,
it's been only a few months since this book
yeah,
like even existed as an idea. And
Yeah,
now it's
that's mad. Yeah.
open to pre-order for strangers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah. And art
And
copies have gone out as well, haven't they? I've
yeah.
seen a few of the girls with the art copies. Have you had any
Hmm.
feedback from them yet?
Yeah. It's, like I said, surreal. Like when I had my beta
Yeah.
readers and they said, "Oh, I love it." And I'm like, "Do you really like do you love it or are you
Yeah.
just saying that?" And now I send
Yeah.
out my ARC copies and like people tell me, "Oh, I just read the first chapter and it's so great. I really connected with the characters." And I'm like, "Whoa. Did I write that?
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
write? Wow."
So crazy. I know you mentioned about book talk and the community. Like, it's just the best. Like, you can't even describe how incredible everyone is on book talk. They're so supportive and generous and kind. And especially with you writing your book, like, everyone's been so excited for it. And like the anticipation you built for it to come out was just incredible. How are you finding that side of things and like getting the book out there and marketing it? Because I know a lot of indie authors struggle with it, but you seem to be doing like an incredible job of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I always hear indie authors and authors in general like saying, "Oh, marketing is the worst part." And
Yeah,
like I love doing stuff on Book Talk. I love
yeah,
posting random things about the book and just I love to treat the characters as real people. So I like posting,
yeah,
"Oh, this is their Spotify Wrapped," as if they were alive.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I think it's easy for me, but also because I'm not doing this like to make this my full-time job. Of course, that's the
yeah,
dream and the goal. I mean, I'd love to do
yeah,
this as my full-time
yeah,
job, but I'm not actively
yeah,
pursuing it. I'm just publishing
yeah,
because people wanted to read it. And I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why marketing feels so much easier for me because I'm not putting like the
yeah.
pressure on me that, oh, I need people to read this.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, really, and not put that pressure on yourself. And like you said, I love the way that you talk about your books on Book Talk and the way that, like you said, you treat them as real characters. I think that's such a unique way to do it. And I don't really see anyone else marketing their books in that way. And I just think, like, why would you not do that? Because the amount of authors I've spoken to who say that the characters take over and talk to them and, they are their own being. Just do that on your marketing, talk about that in your marketing. I think the way you've done it is so clever. What would you say has been the most exciting part about the marketing for it? If it's something that you've really enjoyed, what's the best part about that whole experience?
Yeah, I think like I said, they are real people to me. Sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, I want to text this to Cash, and I'm like, Cash doesn't exist. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So marketing this book is like just sharing things about my friends and my family. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is how we would do this, as if they were right next to me. And yeah,
Yeah.
the
I love
whole
that.
like every comment I get that says, "Oh, I'm so excited for this book," it's surreal. That's the only word for it.
Yeah.
It feels like,
Yeah.
wow,
Oh,
like you want to see what I wrote. Like writing
yeah.
always seems very, very intimate to me and very
Yeah.
personal because you're basically
Yeah.
just putting a part of your soul on the paper for everyone
Yeah.
to see. So, and
Yeah. That's true.
especially when I connect with other writers and who have asked me like, "Oh, do you have any tips and tricks or hacks for writing?" And as most authors usually do, I always say like write what you know. Write from your
Yeah.
experience. That's like
Yeah.
the main part because if you write from your experience and what you already know, there's no way to do it badly. Like that's your
Yeah.
experience, that's how you felt, so it will be true. And
Yeah.
especially while saying that, sharing the writing seems even more personal and even more intimate because I just said to everyone that like I write from my experience and now they're going to see what I have experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, yeah. There's no words
That
for
must be
this whole process.
Yeah, I was going to say that must be quite a daunting thing as well, that you're putting yourself out there, because it is, I think it's so brave to write a book and put it out there, because it is a part of you that you're choosing to share with other people. And for you, it wasn't even really a choice. It was like you were forced into it. So even scarier. And it's not even that long. Is it 22nd of May? Sorry, there it drops. So, which is just crazy, and I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that you wrote it so quick and edited it and published it, and that's just absolutely mad. Like, what would you say to someone who wants to go down the self-publishing route? Like, how have you found that experience?
Honestly, everything has been very easy for me
Yeah,
as of now. I don't want to
yeah,
put it out
yeah,
there. Um,
yeah. Touch
but
wood.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I feel like everything's going easy for me because I'm not putting the pressure on myself to do
Yeah, of
it.
course. Yeah,
I
yeah.
wrote my book on Reedsy, and when you
Okay, yeah,
try to get like save the copy of the book, it already formats it for you. So that just
oh
takes
wow,
a part of it away from me. I'm
yeah,
like, okay, I don't have to spend like a month formatting the book. And
yeah,
yeah, I think I always love to say how much I loved my beta reading experience.
yeah,
When I got my beta readers, I still didn't like, I don't want to say I didn't want to publish it because I never felt like, oh, I don't want to publish. It just wasn't an
yeah,
option even. So
yeah,
I just wanted to have beta readers so they can make it better. And so I could
yeah,
print out a book and hold it physically and show everyone around, like, oh, I wrote a book. You can't read
yeah.
it, but I wrote a book.
Yeah,
Um,
it's for me.
so,
Yeah,
like the beta readers were just amazing. I got
yeah,
a shared like Google Drive document to send them, and
yeah.
like the book wouldn't be what it is now if it wasn't for them.
Oh wow.
I know a lot of writers say to not to put like send it out to many beta readers, but I
Yeah.
had like maybe 20, I don't know.
Wow.
But each one of them were like their own person and did it so differently that
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
earned so much from having a lot of beta readers. And a
yeah.
lot of them are still my friends now. And it's so
Wow.
interesting. And yeah, when I
Yeah,
sent it out, the book was about 350 pages, maybe. And now it is 415. So
wow.
they don't even know what is happening anymore.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know a lot of authors say beta readers are so valuable, and I completely agree. It's getting that initial feedback, and that'll support you to make the book better. And as you can see, you've obviously made quite a few changes and added some more information that it's jumped up by so many pages. Obviously, that's Uncoachable. It is out for pre-order now, and it will be released on the 22nd of May. Do you have any plans for anything else in the future?
I know that there somewhere in the future there will be another book that is not connected to this series at all.
Yeah.
It's a completely different universe, and it'll be a
Wow.
standalone.
Yeah.
And I've written draft 2 of that one too. So
Oh, that's so exciting. Is it a different genre, different vibe? Can you tell us anything about it?
it is definitely a different vibe. This whole
Mm,
Unlovable series is, yes, they are like very funny and fluffy and very like, I don't want to say light reads because each book
yeah,
has its own triggers, and each book,
yeah,
like, as I always say, like the series goes more dramatic as it goes on. Like there
yeah,
will be more and more triggers as it goes on. Sorry.
yeah.
Um,
No, it's fine.
but yeah, the series is called the Unlovable series because every character is somehow feels unlovable. Either
Yeah,
they are way too focused on their career, as Ivoline is, and she just
yeah,
feels like, oh, I don't want a relationship, and some part of her maybe feels unlovable. Or
Yeah.
the next characters have their own things to work through. And this whole
Yeah.
series is more like to think about and to see the characters grow. Then
Yeah.
the standalone that I have written, it's a very, very fluffy, sunshiny book. It's literally just
Yeah.
humor on every page. It
Yeah.
is like just sunshine is how I would describe it. Each character is just hilarious. I don't know where the
Yeah.
humor comes from because I swear I
Yeah.
am not that funny. I don't know. But yeah, that will be like
Oh, that,
the palette cleanser.
yeah, that sounds incredible. It sounds really good. I'm excited to see more about that, obviously, when you start teasing it on your page. Just quickly going back to Uncoachable, I saw the dedication page for it, and tell us a little bit about what that contains.
Dedications as a whole is always my favorite part to read in books, to write for
Yeah.
books. And
Yeah.
like dedications and the acknowledgement page. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite. And
Yeah.
like I've mentioned on TikTok and everywhere, that Uncoachable deals with a lot of sexism themes and misogyny
Yeah.
and nepotism and just
Yeah.
feminism and the pressure of being a woman and
Yeah.
how to be a woman and all of these different opinions everyone has about being a woman. And
Yeah.
that was always what I wanted to make a big part of this book, is to show
Yeah.
like you can be a woman in any way that you want to be. Like
Yeah.
there's no set rules for it.
Yeah.
So in Uncoachable, Eveline is a very strong FMC. She's very straightforward. She will humble men. She will
Yeah.
talk back at
I love
everyone.
that.
She's very, very career focused. She likes
Hmm.
pushing boundaries and that are set for women. And obviously she is in a pretty high position,
Yeah.
career-wise, and something that is not seen a lot in hockey or NHL or like any sport for that matter for women. So it was always like a big part of me that I wanted this to be dedicated for the people who, of course, for women, for girls
Yeah.
who have heard these comments about, oh,
Hmm.
you're a woman, you have to do that. Or, oh, you're a woman, you have to have children. Or you
Yeah.
have to be a stay at home mom. But if you're a stay at home
Yeah.
mom, oh, you're lazy. And all of these
Yeah.
different opinions and everything, it makes me
Yeah.
so mad.
Yeah.
So I
Me too.
knew that
Yeah.
I wanted to dedicate this book to everyone who is pushing the boundaries of those opinions. And
Hmm.
like I said, the dedication and the acknowledgement are my favorite part. So in the acknowledgement section, my favorite part and the very last part of it is basically dedicated that this book is to anyone and everyone who has insisted that this book shouldn't exist or couldn't because a woman wrote it and gave it
Yeah.
FMC power and set it in sports and everything. And I'm like, it's a big FU to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
love
this
that. I think that's
whole,
so amazing. Yeah.
and even
Carry
like,
on.
as just,
What you were saying.
even just like I said, the whole, oh, women should have children. I was always very, very focused. Like I really wanted to include that into this series.
Yeah.
Like book one is for women who don't know if they want to have children or just they don't think
Yeah.
about children at this moment. They are career focused. They don't want to be reminded every day that they
Yeah.
have to have children. Book two
Yeah.
will be for women who want to have children, whose biggest dream is to be a mother. Book three
Yeah.
will be for women who don't want to have children. who love
Yeah.
children, but they just don't want to have their own. Book 4 will
Yeah.
be for women who have children, and book 5
Yeah.
for women who can't have children. So this
Yeah.
is just a main theme through it all.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I love that you've got something for everyone and every different type of woman. I think that's so interesting. Well, for anyone that's listening who wants to pick up Uncoachable when it comes out or pre-order it now, give us your elevator pitch of why someone should go and pick it up.
I think I will speak to the women because, well, that's all I care about. So,
Yeah.
if you have ever in your life heard the phrase, you shouldn't be doing that, or heard the phrase, you should smile more, read the
Oh,
book, because the book is just a big FU to those people. It will just it's just all about powering women and showing how
yeah.
relationships don't have to be based on the stereotypical things like, oh man, the man is the main part and the woman is
Yeah.
just there to please the man. This is just
Yeah.
to show that relationships can be based on respect and
Yeah.
honesty, and yeah.
I love that. It sounds right up my street. We love a strong female character, strong female characters, and messages about strong females because there is still so much misogyny in the world today. So we need books like this that tell women that no, that's not right. You shouldn't be treated like that. And when you said being told to smile more, I hate when a man says that to me. But yeah, when they tell you to smile, that's the worst. So yeah, well, it sounds incredible. Let everyone know where they can find the book and find you on social media.
The book is now available on Amazon, on any Amazon, if Amazon is not being a bitch right now. It's
Yeah.
available for ebook pre-order, and as a paperback,
Yeah.
it will be available from May 22nd. And
Yeah.
find me on Book Talk at author Soldera Krauze. It's like all I do every day is post TikToks.
Yeah. Amazing. And your TikToks are incredible. So yeah, definitely go follow. Now, I normally do quick fire questions at the end of every podcast, you might have heard. Are you up for doing a few quick fire questions now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Well, the first one is, would you prefer Kindle or physical copy?
Oh, physical copy. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't own a Kindle, so that just makes this easier for me. But even if I did own a Kindle, physical copy every day.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't own a Kindle. Why is that? Is it just something you've never been interested in?
Yeah. I don't know. I just always loved the smell of books, the feel of books, everything just holding a physical book. So Kindle just was never an
Yeah.
option even for me. So maybe in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I do prefer a physical, but I love my Kindle for like travel and
Oh
convenience. Like
yeah.
when I'm laid in bed, it's so much easier. So yeah. Would you say that audiobooks count towards books that you've read overall?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I hate this whole topic on Book Talk saying, "Oh, if you listen to it, you didn't read." Like,
Yeah.
but I know the story.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
sometimes I like to say that we can discuss about it not counting as reading because okay,
Yeah.
fine, I didn't read it, I listened to it.
Yeah.
But when people tell
Yeah.
me that, oh, you can't count it toward your reading goal, no.
Yeah.
You can
No,
count
I
it
don't
and you
agree with
should.
that. Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. Would you DNF a book or would you push through to the end?
Oh, DNF. I know I've seen authors and writers say that since I've written a book, I understand the whole process behind it, so I will push through it. And yes, I understand that, but I get bored very easily, so if it just doesn't keep my
Yeah,
attention, I have way too many
yeah,
books I need to read, so I will rather just DNF it and keep it at that,
yeah.
not finish it and leave a bad review.
Of course, I agree 100%. Not every book is for everyone, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, definitely. What would you say then is your favorite fictional world? Like, if you had to go live in any fictional world, which one would you pick?
Oh, Throne of Glass.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I should have
I
known.
probably
Yeah,
would die the first second that I was there, but I would
yeah.
still choose to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my next question is, what would be your desert island book or series? I think I might know the answer, but tell us anyway.
Throne of Glass.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I didn't even need to ask that question. That's so
Yeah.
funny. I mean,
Because
originally that was just meant to be a single book, but everyone has said series, so I'm like, right, okay, it's gonna have to be
yeah.
a series now. So
Because
yeah.
I could reread Throne of Glass, I think 100 times. I
Yeah.
just finished it for the first time, the whole series, and like
Yeah.
when I closed the book, I was like, oh, I could pick up book one now and read it all over
Wow.
again and not get bored.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a Christian,
Wow.
so usually people say about the Bible that every time that you read it, you find new stuff. And I like to compare Throne of
Yeah.
Glass to the Bible. I'm like,
Oh
every
my gosh.
time that you read it, you will find out more stuff and you'll be like, oh, I missed this. Because Sarah J.
Yeah.
Maas is just a queen of foreshadowing. So,
Yeah. She is. That's so funny. I love that. What would you say then is the most overrated or overused trope in a book?
I don't like, of course, there are some overused, maybe tropes
Yeah.
like enemies to lovers, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I feel like enemies to lovers, real enemies to lovers, is so rare that it's not really
Yeah.
overused because it's just
Yeah.
wrongly used.
Yeah.
So,
That
and
makes
I think
sense.
just
Yeah.
tropes are famous for a reason. If they're famous, they're
Yeah.
usually good. And so just keep on using them. I will read them.
Yeah. Same. Exactly. I completely agree. Would you prefer to read fiction or non-fiction? I think I know the answer, but tell us anyway.
Fiction. Definitely
Yeah.
fiction.
Yeah. And I mean, imagine if you just turned around then and said non-fiction. That'd be
Yeah.
so funny. And then finally, would you judge a book by its cover?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
whole don't
Same.
judge a book by its cover applies to every single thing in my life, just not books.
Yeah. I love that. That's so funny. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. It's been so lovely to talk to you in person instead of just over group chat or on comments on Book Talk. I hope you've had a really great time. And everyone that's listening, make sure you go check out Uncoachable, which is available for pre-order now and comes out officially on the 22nd of May. And thank you so much again for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you.